I am David Maharaja and I would like to welcome you all to my YouTube channel called Brahma Gaje, a channel that is dedicated to philosophical discourse. Please do not forget to click on that subscribe button and also that like button. In this episode, I will describe or provide a summary of day 5 of Srimad Bhagavad Katha that was held here locally at a temple called the Greater Baltimore Temple that is located in Finksburg, Maryland. And the Katha was conducted by the High Priest of the temple, Acharya Shri Padmanabh Joshi. On this day, the day 5, Panditji started with the story of Diti. Diti is the wife of one of the Saptarshis, 7 sages, 7 celestial sages. And she's the wife of Rishi Kashyap, sage named Kashyap. Kashyap has 2 wives, Diti, Aditi. But this story is about Diti. So one day, Diti, who is also the daughter of Daksh Prajapati, who is the son of Brahma. And Daksh Prajapati was given the task of restoring or creating order and creating different various ways of sustaining and living properly the life, the proper conduct, etc. He was the king of the universe at that time. So Diti, who is the daughter of Daksh Prajapati and the wife of Rishi Kashyap, one day had a desire to copulate, to have an intercourse with her husband. So she went with that desire to Rishi Kashyap and requested Rishi Kashyap that he copulate with her. Rishi Kashyap, knowing her desire, understood it, welcomed it, and respected it. Rishi Kashyap talked about this idea that a married man or a married couple, can also attain nirvana, moksha, through simply living the proper life and fulfilling his or her duties, in which fulfilling the sexual desires is part of a married couple's life. That is a normal way. So it is totally okay. So he absolutely welcomed that idea of his wife. Rishi Kashyap really talked about that in order to attain that nirvana, one can follow just the ashram vyavastha, and all 4 ashrams, if one fulfills it with all utter dedication, that person will also gain the nirvana, the moksha. Because that is, in a way, one type of meditation. The meditation upon your own duties and simply the act of living. And Indian civilization has 4 ashramas. The first ashrama is Brahmacharya ashram, the student life in which you are completely dedicated towards attaining knowledge so that you can better progress in the worldly affairs. The second ashram is Grihastha ashram, the household ashram, in which you can get married, have kids, do your business, your job, etc., and do it properly. Again, you have learned those skills from the previous ashram, the student life, the Brahmacharya ashram. So again, you have gained those skills. Now you can be, a grihastha, a married person, individual, and fulfill your duties through that. And then after that comes Vanaprastha ashram, the retired life, in which then you will now focus on what you have accomplished. You will spend your life towards guiding your young children, etc. And then last ashram is the sannyas ashram, the renunciation of everything, finally attaining and going towards the ultimate meditation to attain that higher truth. So 4 ashramas. So Rishi Kashyap said, yep, this is totally normal. We are in a Grihastha ashram right now. You are my wife and your desire is highly welcomed. But I have one request for you, wife. Let's wait until the right time. Rishi Kashyap at that time had just completed his Sandhya Pujan, the evening prayers, and this was an evening time. So Rishi Kashyap said, this time is not proper. When our mind and body is more fresh, we can properly engage into the act of copulation. But Diti was adamant. She wanted to have the congress right then and at that time. She did not want to wait. Rishi Kashyap finally acknowledged it and said, okay, let it be. If this is the desire of the creation, yeah, absolutely. And I can understand that you also desire children. So I'll make sure that we will have children through this act. With all that Rishi Kashyap knew at that time, that again this was not the right time, because Sandhya Kal, the evening time, is a time Rishi Kashyap described where Bhagwan Shiv, the destroyer god, with his fleet goes out and travels. And this is the time where we are now finally kind of concluding our day. We are really focused on that, and again, not the right time for copulation. It should happen when you're fresh, your mind is fresh, your body is fresh, you're more energized. Evening is, you're finally concluding your day, you're tired, your mind is not with you. Again, those are other reasons. So again, he provided those reasons, but Diti still wanted to carry on, and thus they carried on. There is a parallel story that is going on here with it. In Vaikunth, the Sanakadik Rishi, we talked about it in previous episodes, one of the avatars of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu is the Sanakadik Rishi, the 4 boys who stay at that constant age. So they happen to go to the place where Shri Vishnu is resting. And the gatekeepers of Vaikunth, Jay and Vijay, stopped the sages. Said, no, Bhagavan is resting. This is not the right time. He is with his wife, Mahalakshmi. Stop here. But sages, they cannot be stopped. Saptarshis are blessed with this power that they can go anywhere at any time and nobody can really stop them. So they felt insulted and cursed those 2 gatekeepers of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, that you will become demons. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu pleaded after that sages, please forgive my gatekeepers. They made a big mistake. They should have let you in. Please forgive them. So then, the Sankatik Rishis told that, okay, fine, you will be demons for 3 births. So this is the parallel story. Here, the copulation, the act of copulation between Rishi Kashyap and Diti is happening at the same time. Sankadik Rishi had cursed the Jai Vijay, the 2 gatekeepers, to become demons. Tying the 2 stories together, at the end, after some time passes, Diti gives birth to 2 sons, both demons, Hiranaksha, Hiranyakashipu. And Rishi Kashyap told his wife that I had warned you that the time of copulation was not then. The evening time that you insisted upon was not the right time. We should have waited. But that was the destiny. It was supposed to happen. And so your 2 sons will be great warriors, but they will be demons. They will make a havoc in this universe. They will win a lot of planets. They will win a lot of worlds. They will conquer a lot of things. But eventually, they will be killed because evil does not last. So they will be evil, but they will have tremendous power. And Sri Hari will kill them. So who were these two sons? They were actually Jay and Vijay, who were cursed by the Sankardik Rishi that you will become demon. So again, this is how the two stories tie together. A poetry by Narsimha Mehta comes into mind that Jay game jagat guru deva jagdish ne te tano khar karo folk karo. Whatever is the will of the destiny, Jagdish, the maintainer God, let it be. Sometimes you can try all you want, but still things happen. And you wonder why. Why? Let it go. Te tano khar karo folk karo. Let it go. If it happened, it happened. Carry on. Accept it as blessing and carry on. And again, good and evil are just the two sides of a coin. Without darkness, we really don't know what light is. Because when light comes, it annihilates, it removes the darkness. If there is only light, we don't know what light is. We don't know the meaning of the truth unless and until we know what is false. So again, two sides. If we don't know the other side, and if there is only one side, then it's kind of a monopoly. You really don't know. You cannot recognize right versus wrong. So two sides therefore exist. And that is the nature of the creation. Rishi Kashyap is the father of the entire lineage of demons through Diti. Aditi, the mother of all the demigods. So again, same father gave birth to two sides, good and evil. Again, that is the way the creation happens or continues. So, Jay game jagat guru deva jagdishne te tano khar karo folk karo. Let it be. Understand that this is the will of Sri Hari. And therefore, let it go. Whatever has happened, sometimes you will wonder, eventually accept it with your smile and carry on. Then we learned about the Varaha avatar, in which the Sri Hari takes a form of a boar, and I had described that in the previous episodes where I described all the 24 avatars. Sri Hari takes a form of a boar, where Hirnaksh, the son of Diti, had taken the earth out of its orbit. Bhagwan Sri Varaha kills the demon and rescues the earth. And thus the Hirnaksh was killed. Then we talked about, Panditji talked about Kapil Muni, who is, we also learned in the previous episode that he's known for his philosophy of Sankhya Shastra, the knowledge through perception. And Kapil Dev is the son of Devhuti and Kardamba. Kartam Rishi is a great sage who really talks about that. It's not, if you have to attain higher truth, it's not always true that you live this world, go into the forest, no. You can still be grihast, fulfill all your duties, attain to your wife, to your children, and also practice meditation at the same time and gain that higher truth. So it is not necessary that one can only attain truth by living everything, by detaching, from the so-called samsara. You can still detach yourself by living within the samsara. Again, idea is to detach yourself from the karma and become nishkarma. So Great ideology here. Then Panditji talked about Daksh and Sati. Daksh, as we just spoke, is the son of the creator god Brahma, who is given the task of providing ways of life for what has been created, all the beings. He established rules, order, etc. He was the king of the universe. And his daughter Sati, who marries Lord Shiva, the destroyer god. And Panditji talked about briefly the story that Daksh was killed by Virabhadra, a form of Lord Shiva. Why? Because Daksh was very arrogant, and that arrogance cannot rule properly. Ego and arrogance cannot rule. Such king cannot rule properly. So eventually Lord Shiva, through Virabhadra, kills Daksh, because Daksh at that time had insulted his own daughter, the beloved of Lord Shiva, Sati. And Sati ignited fire from her toes and burned herself in that fire, because she did not want to be the daughter of this arrogant king, Daksh. Then we learned about the story of Dhruv, the little boy who worshipped Lord Vishnu because all he wanted to do was to sit in his father's lap. The Uttanpada king denied that because Suruchi and Suniti were the two mothers, two wives of Uttanpada and mother of Dhruv. Suniti is the actual mother of Dhruv, and Suruchi is stepmother of Dhruv. And Suruchi had denied that Dhruv, the prince, cannot sit in his father's lap because he is the son of Suniti, who is not liked by the father. The king did not like the wife Suniti that much. Suruchi is the only wife that he really favored. So Dhruv, upon the guidance from her mother Suniti, went to the forest, worshipped Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu gave him Dhruv Pad, that you will become this great stable king and you will establish order in this universe, and also will become a star. And there is a star in the celestial area there called Dhruv star. Then we learned about Prahlad, the little boy again, who worshipped Lord Vishnu, but he was son of Hiranyakashipu, the other son of Diti, the demon king, who had again created a big havoc, but he had established or declared this norm that nobody shall worship any god or anybody other than him, Hiranyakashipu. Yet his son Prahlad was a great devotee of Srihari. And we learn that Srihari takes a form of Narsingh, half man, half lion, and with his nails kills the demon Hiranyakashipu. Then we learned about the story of Samudra Manthan and Mohini, in which Bhagwan Dhanvantari came with the pot of nectar of life that was only supposed to be given to Devas, yet the demons wanted that too. And Mohini Avatar thus distracted the demons and eventually provided the Amrit, the nectar of life, to Devas. Then we learned about Bali, the demon king, who had conquered at that time all the worlds. And this little boy, Vaman, who is a form of Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, told Bali that I want something from you. And Bali said, okay, what do you want? I just want land worth of 3 steps. Okay, that's not a big deal. You're a little boy. How much land will you be taking by that? Take. And he didn't really know that this was the act of Bhagwan Sri Vishnu. And Vaman, the little boy, in his 3 steps, took or captured the entire region, all the worlds of Bali. Bali accepted that, welcomed it, and happily took another world that Vaman gave him, the Patal Lok, the underworld. And he became the king of underworld. Then we learned about Rama Avatar, in which Bhagwan Sri Ram kills the 10-head demon Ravan. Jai Vijay, again another here, as I told you earlier, that Sanghadic Rishis had given curse to Jai and Vijay that you will become demon for 3 lives. This is Ravan and Kumbhakarna, another brother of Ravan. They were the Jai and Vijay, again in the demon lineage. And Bhagwan Sri Ram kills Kumbhakarna and Ravan eventually, and restores order on this planet. Then we learned about Krishna Avatar, in which Bhagwan Sri Vishnu takes form of Lord Krishna and kills a demon named Kansa, and also establishes order through Pandavas. And we will learn about Krishna Avatar more in the next episode, in which we will celebrate conceptually the birth of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So that is all that was discussed on this day, the day 5. Namaste.